One night, I get this call, like, take a delivery out there, and I know exactly where it is. This guy's a pretty nice guy. I've dealt with him in the past, but he's one of those, like, I'm super friendly dad, I'm super friendly, cool guy for, like, everything, like, I don't know if you've worked in, like, customer service before, but you get those people, they're like, hey, yeah, I'm one of you guys, like, we're cool, we're awesome, me and you, like, you make sense, and I love you, you're awesome, and I'm awesome, let's hang out, like, for the short period of time, and we're gonna be best buds until you give me the fucking thing you brought me, and I give you money and you leave. So I drive up there. It's a really nice neighborhood. I drive up, and there's like these girls, these young girls, like 14, 15-year-old girls, doing like gymnastics in the front yard. And I see them, and I was like 28 at the time, so like I'm an older like pizza delivery guy, and I'm like thinking of all this shit. I was like, oh dude, I'm just gonna get made fun of. This is a matter of fact thing, and they're totally cool. They're just doing their own thing. They're like practicing their gymnastics on the front lawn, and I'm just like, okay, cool. I get up there. I've got like 4 pizzas, and I get up to the door, and I ring the doorbell, and I'm waiting, and like, you got that like moment of like, is anyone gonna answer? He hasn't answered, like no one's answered, and should I like engage with these teenagers to ask like where their parents are? And I turn to ask them, and I notice they're all just looking at me. And I was like, all right, I'm not gonna engage with them. And right as I like turn back towards the door, actually, like, as I'm looking at them, like, about to ask them a question, the door opens behind me, and I turn back, and it's the dad, and I've just realized, I was like, I wonder if he just saw me, like, staring at these, like, 14-year-old girls. I was like, put that out of your mind. That doesn't matter. But I was like, this is the door, and I turned to like ask them where their dad or mom is, and it looked like it's just me, this 28-year-old bearded fella, staring at a bunch of 14-year-olds doing backflips and shit. So I turn back and I go, hey, your pizzas are here. And he goes, oh, awesome. And he engages with me, and he's super cool. And he's like, man, you remind me of somebody. That happens a lot. If you're a bearded, like, kind of fat guy, that happens. It just happens. Anyways. So, we get done with the transaction, right? We're almost done. Sorry, I gotta say my thing. We're almost done with the transaction. And he's like, God, I gotta think who you are. And he looks up at me, and I had like curly, like kind of long hair at the time. And he's like, yes, Seth Rogen, that's who you look like. You look like Seth Rogen. And we're inside his house, and he's like has this epiphany, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I say anything to get like a tip. I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, I like Seth Rogen. He's all, yeah. I like some of his stuff. I just like slowly drift off, but it doesn't even matter because he's like got me by the arm, and he's like pulling me outside. And I'm like, oh shit, what's happening? I get pulled outside, and he like in front of his daughter, like I think his daughter and like some of her friends. He like pulls me to the yard, and he goes, girls. Seth Rogen, right? Seth Rogen. And they all like get done with their gymnastics, whatever they're doing, and they look at me and they go, the lead girl goes, yeah, but fat. And I start dying. I start laughing, and he goes, oh, like right at me. He made that oh face, and I'm laughing, and he goes, oh, and he had already tipped on his credit card. He's like, oh, take some extra money. And I was just like, okay, man. That was the best response I could have hoped for. This 15-year-old gymnastic girl just going, yeah, but fat. It was so fucking perfect. There you go. That's another, I wasn't drunk for that story, but it's another one. There you go.